Please welcome to the stage Scott Anderson, Board Chairman of Zions Bank.
Well, good morning, and welcome to the Crossroads of the World International Trade Summit. Utah became the Crossroads of the West in 1869 when Leland Stanford drove a ceremonial golden spike to join the rails of the first transcontinental railroad across the United States in Promontory, Utah, connecting the Central Pacific Railroad from Sacramento and the Union Pacific Railroad from Omaha. Today, almost exactly 155 years later, Utah has emerged not only as a crossroads of the West, but as a hub of global trade and international connections, making it really and truly the crossroads of the world. In partnership with the World Trade Center Utah, we are honored to host this conference to provide you with relevant information and best practices related to doing business overseas. Zions Bank has a long-standing commitment to supporting businesses that trade overseas, which is why we're hosting this conference today during World Trade Week. Zions is proud to partner with other great organizations to help promote international trade in Utah, including the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity and the World Trade Center Utah. But I must say that Utah's stature on the world stage would not be what it is today without the vision of former Governor John Huntsman, who organized the World Trade Center as a private-public partnership in 2006 to elevate Utah's global status and international engagement. His goal was to help Utah companies increase revenue and create jobs by expanding international sales, attracting foreign investment, and facilitating international partnerships. Governor Gary Herbert and now Governor Spencer Cox have continued to support and facilitate the expansion of Utah businesses overseas and in bringing international businesses to Utah. And I must say that Governor Herbert and Governor Cox have done an incredible job as they have taken Utah businesses on trade missions across the world and taking Utah to the world and in bringing the world to Utah. I also want to pay tribute to Lou Kramer, the first CEO of the World Trade Center Utah, for building it and making it a force to be dealt with locally, nationally, and internationally. Derek Miller, who succeeded Lou as the CEO of the World Trade Center and who is now head of the Salt Lake Chamber, and Miles Hansen, who succeeded Derek and is now the president of the Sterling Foundation, carried on and expanded Lou's vision and deepened Utah's international ties. And Jonathan Friedman, the current CEO, is doing a fabulous job in running the organization. All of these people are here today. Let's have them stand and give them a round of applause for what they have done to take in Utah internationally. There is so much to look forward to in terms of global opportunities, and the response to this summit validates the fact that Utah is ready for transformational growth in this area. I'm glad to be here with you all today, and I'm glad that you're here with us, and I look forward to a remarkable conference. I want to recognize Harris Simmons, the chair and CEO of Zions Bancorp, who's with us today, and he'll be speaking with President Bush later today. And I'd like to introduce you to Paul Burdiss, the president and CEO of Zions Bank. As many of you know, I retired from this role, and Paul is taking over the reins. For the past 9 years, Paul has been the chief financial officer of Zions Bank Corporation. And prior to joining Zions, he spent 4 years as the corporate treasurer at SunTrust Bank. And prior to that, he spent more than 20 years at Co-America Bank, including roles as executive vice president and treasurer and director of investor relations. Earlier in his career, he also spent time as a relationship manager for the Bank of Nova Scotia in their Chicago office. Paul is a brilliant banker, and he is the right person to lead Zions Bank into the next 150 years. And it's my pleasure to introduce to you Paul Burdiss. So, Paul.
Thank you, Scott, for your leadership and for opening the door for trade and business all over the world. Scott mentioned Zions Bank's next 150 years. As some of you know, we celebrated our 150th anniversary, and Scott Anderson has been at the helm of our bank for 20% of that history. His imprint in our organization and broadly throughout the state will be felt for generations to come. I'm deeply honored to be leading the oldest and largest bank headquartered in Utah, and I'm proud of our long and storied history of serving our clients and communities. I look forward to playing a part in growing the economy of our region and helping our clients reach their fullest potential. It's exciting to see Utah companies forge new relationships and expand into new markets. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, even small and mid-sized companies are finding ways to expand globally. According to data from the Office of the United States Trade Representative, in 2023, Utah exported a record $17.4 billion in goods worldwide. That's an 8% increase from 10 years ago, thanks to the great work of the World Trade Center Utah and public-private partnerships. Exports from Utah support an estimated 50,000 jobs. These tend to be good jobs that pay above the national average. More than 3,700 companies export from Utah, and most of these, about 85%, are small and medium-sized companies with fewer than 500 employees. Zions Bank is proud to be part of these many success stories. In fact, just 2 weeks ago, our client, Desiria Chocolate, was named the 2024 Small Business Exporter of the Year by the SBA's Utah District. This is a family business that makes delicious European-style chocolate. Within the last few years, they've been able to expand domestically and internationally into Canada and Turkey. As many of you know, Zions Bank is a champion of small and mid-sized businesses, and we are honored to have been recognized once again this year as the Export Lender of the Year by the SBA Utah District. As an SBA preferred export lender, Zions Bank streamlines the SBA loan application process to make it as simple and smooth as possible. And we're glad to work with such great people at the SBA, including Marla Trolin, who is the district director of the SBA in Utah. Marla is here today, I believe. Marla, thanks to you and your team at the SBA for all that you do to support local small business involved in global opportunities. But it all starts locally. That's why Zions Bank is the only bank in the market with a full-service, local, international banking team. We help businesses of all sizes, importers, exporters, foreign direct investors, take on the global stage with a range of services, including trade finance, supply chain finance, foreign exchange, and other services. Zions Bank has built a partnership with the U.S. Commercial Service, which has offices in 80 countries, to help companies like yours navigate customs procedures and market regulations. I invite you to collaborate with Zions Bank International Banking Team, as well as industry experts, to explore the potential for growing your revenues and diversifying your business. Now, for more about today's summit. A tremendous amount of work over the past several months has gone into assembling what we believe will be time exceptionally well spent, perhaps even transformational for you and your companies. Our lineup of speakers includes a most distinguished list of world leaders and experts in business and foreign affairs, all selected to provide key insights to help position your company to the forefront of global commerce. Among the world leaders joining us today are Vicente Fox, 62nd President of Mexico, Stephen Harper, 22nd Prime Minister of Canada, Macky Sall, the 4th President of Senegal, Ambassador Jeff Flake, United States Ambassador to Turkey, John Huntsman, former U.S. Ambassador to Russia, China, Singapore, and Governor Spencer Cox, the 18th Governor of the state of Utah. And we are most delighted to have the 43rd President of the United States, President George W. Bush, with us today. He will be joining us for a conversation with Zions Bank Corporation Chairman and CEO Harris Simmons following lunch. I'm confident that by the conclusion of today's summit, you'll walk away with global perspectives and innovative ideas to move your business forward. I look forward to a most productive day for all of us. Thank you again for being here and for joining us.